I'm a 29-year-old woman. He and I dated for about 8 months. Our relationship was fine. We did things together, we had fun. There weren't any obvious red flags, but I always got this feeling that he didn't value me much. At times he seemed a bit cold and acted like he was annoyed with me for no apparent reason. It all came to a head when, 3 days ago when we were hanging out at my place, he asked me to hand him the TV remote. I was sitting right next to him on the couch and was working on my laptop. I reached for the remote without looking and accidentally handed him my phone instead. Though it was funny after I realized what I had done. I laughed as I handed him the actual remote. He had that same annoyed look on his face. He began yelling at me and called me a stupid bitch. I was stunned. I have never raised my voice at him, or disrespected him in any way. I did not deserve to be treated this way. I told him our relationship was over and asked him to leave. He told me to calm down and stop overreacting. I simply walked to the front door, opened it wide and told him to get out, and never come back. He walked out telling me I was being dramatic. The very next day I returned the presents he had given me. They meant nothing to me now. My friends are telling me that I did overreact and I shouldn't just end a relationship because he yelled at me once, and have asked me to patch things up. His friends too began harassing me on social media. I blocked them all, his friends, not mine. I'm not going to reach out to him to try to work things out as some people have suggested. Because I know that I do not deserve this treatment. I've always treated him with respect and I deserve that in return. I just needed to tell somebody. Thank you for reading. Sold our business this year. Mid-50s. Net worth now over 10 million USD. Our kids have no idea. Teenagers. Our siblings have no idea. Our parents are deceased. Nobody else knows, except our banker. We live a low-income life, still shopping at Walmart and Target. At some point, we may buy a big look-at-me home on a lake or river, like $23M, because why not? But for now, we're happy just being retired, not flaunting our wealth, and living a quiet life, driving an old Honda and Toyota. We're minimalists, by the way, and love decluttering our home of material goods. Good to just type this out, for many internet strangers to see. Can't and won't tell anyone else. Cheers. EDA, thanks for the awards, everyone. Well, this got a shocking amount of activity by this morning. Wow. Thanks. To answer some common questions, the business sold was related to dentistry, teeth. Boring stuff, but I think it's many times the boring, niche small businesses that do well. The guy pumping out your septic tank? Could be a millionaire. The person making one custom metal fabricated part for some boring industrial machine? Probably retire as a millionaire. Anyway, thanks again for your thoughts and best wishes. My original post is here. I run my wife's OnlyFans and it's made me more depressed than ever. www.reddit.com web link. First, an update. I have talked to her about the OnlyFans and my insecurity regarding it. I kind of more or less read my post word for word. She broke down and cried. We both admitted that we're on very rocky ground in our relationship and that, while she enjoys making content, it's not that she enjoys getting naked for other people, it's more about money and a little power trip for her. She did say that we'll let our relationship fall to the wayside and I brought up counseling. She said we both have a lot of built-up resentment from not communicating for several years and that she was on the verge of falling out of love with me altogether. We had a lot talk and I think we understand each other's positions a lot better. We are starting counseling together next week. So, on the relationship front, we are working on it. Last night we cuddled and fell asleep together like we haven't in a long time. She's still working on being more intimate with me. She's very closed off when it comes to that, and it takes a long time for her to open up, but she is actively working on it. And we're now both on medication for depression. So it's a work in progress. It's gonna be a long road. There's a lot to do. Now, my new confession. I still want to fuck her. Badly. So I found a loophole in the system. She offers video content for a certain amount of money per minute. So I made a OnlyFans account under a fake name, we'll call it Brad, and subscribed it to her account, and used a credit card she doesn't know I have. Then I DM'd her about videoing some custom content, with a partner, and sent her the details on how Brad would like to see her get fucked. 10 minutes later, I get a text from her asking if I'd like to be in a video, and spelling out all of the details that Brad just sent to her. So, I'm not proud, but I am gonna get some wild ass sex later, so that might help heal the pain. And yes, it does point out an insecurity I have wherein she doesn't want to be intimate with me, but when there's money involved she's down to go to Pound Town, and that makes me feel really crappy at the moment, but I doubt I'll be worried when I'm getting my dick sucked, so. Merry Christmas to me. He eats tuna fish sandwiches, in the bathroom, by candlelight, and calls it a vibe. I didn't find out about this until today, just now, when he got up and said he was going to go make some tuna fish sandwiches for his bath and asked if I wanted to make some and join him. Apparently this is a regular occurrence and he's been doing it for years whenever he would take a bath or smoke a dab pen in the restroom before he moved out of his mom's. I'm not upset. I guess I'm just posting here because it felt like a confession enough. I told him that if my food touches bathroom air or surfaces I'd lose my shit and we laughed about it, so it's not a deal breaker, but god is it weird now. Edit, just found out he puts cheese on them too. I am a British Chinese, and moved to the UK 8 years ago. Sorry if my English is bad. There's this whole ideology nowadays in some parts of the world where gender and gender roles mean the exact same thing. I've seen a lot of people on social media try to convince young girls who are tomboys that they must be non-binary because they have a few masculine interests or hobbies. It really saddens me because these girls are at an impressionable age and these people are saying they aren't really a girl because they don't like Barbie dolls or because they don't like Elsa from Frozen. I've seen this firsthand on social media and I helped this girl to ignore these people, because they almost convinced her that she can't be a girl because of her interests. I didn't want her to be convinced of such an awful thing. Based on these people's logic, then all the women who invented things and became CEOs aren't actually women because inventing and being a CEO is seen as a masculine thing by these same sexist people. It's stupid and I will not encourage it. So this man is someone I grew up with and we both eventually settled back down in the small town we grew up in. I was married for many years but I've been single and got back into dating the last few. I have a lot of luck with Tinder and I'm on there regularly. The first time I saw him on there, I recognized him in spite of his blurred out pics. I swiped right and he did also. He basically told me he was looking to cheat because his wife never put out. Last night after a few drinks, I printed out his most recent Tinder profile and pics that I had SS. I put them in a Christmas card addressed to the wife along with a note that he was cheating. They have several kids together and I thought she had the right to know her husband wasn't this perfect man she thought he was.